Hi, thank you so much for joining me and welcome to your morning yoga to start the day perfectly. Yoga is, in my opinion, the best way to start the day, so thank yourself for taking this step to look after your body, look after your soul. And just before we start, please do subscribe to the channel if you're not already. Leave a comment below to tell me what you think and give the video a like as well. So just to begin with, we will start in a low kneeling position. Bring your hands to your thighs or your knees, and we'll take 3 big, smooth, slow breaths in and out through the nose. And one more. Feel the whole body relaxing and softening with your breath. And then we'll take 1 deep breath in to reach the arms up towards the ceiling, shoulder width distance apart, and then as you breathe out, bow forward over the legs, coming into a child's pose. A nice gentle start to your day, to your yoga practice, bringing the forehead down onto the mat. Take a moment here, maybe wiggle the hips from side to side. Take some nice full breaths into the belly and feel this creating space in the lower back. Really extend out through all 10 fingers to feel that stretch in your underarms and the shoulders. A couple more nice deep breaths here. And then with an inhale, slowly curl your way up into a tabletop position, and then with the inhale come all the way through into a cow spine, dropping the belly towards the mat, lift the tailbone, and then exhale, sink down through a rounded back all the way to child's pose. Again, breathing in, scoop the body up and through all the way into that bowed cow spine, and exhale, sinking down into your child's pose, rounding the back. And one more. Breathing in, come all the way through a rounded spine, up, lift the face, lift the tailbone, and exhaling all the way down to your child's pose once again. And then as you inhale, make your way back up to a tabletop position. Tuck the toes under, and then with an exhale, lift the knees and sink your belly back onto your thighs. You might need to creep the toes further forward like I did. And really ground down through both palms and the soles of your feet. Keep the belly glued to the thighs. Take another deep breath in, and then as you exhale, you're going to bring the legs towards straight without moving the back. So coming into a nice extended downward facing dog. This can feel really tough on the backs of the legs, first thing in the morning especially, so just keep a bend in the knees if you need to, and you can gently pedal out the feet by bending one knee and then the other, lifting one heel and then the other, continuing to breathe smoothly. And then bring the feet towards stillness. Make sure you're really strong through the hands. And then with your next breath in, roll forward like a wave, coming into a plank with the shoulders over the wrists. Exhale, push back to downward dog. Let's do a couple more, rounding through into plank. Exhaling, slowly pushing back to downward dog. One more time, inhaling, come through to a plank position, and exhale, push back to downward facing dog. And then from here, we'll tiptoe the feet to meet the hands, coming into a forward fold, nice and gentle, with the knees bent at the top of your mat. Hanging the head and arms heavy over the legs, still warming up into the backs of the legs. Take a gentle sway from side to side here. And then when you're ready, begin to roll up to standing, 1 vertebra at a time, leaving the head till last. And then rolling the shoulders when you reach standing. And now we're going to come through a sun salutation just to warm up further into the body. So starting with your hands at heart center, take a deep breath in, take the hands out and up. Exhale, fold back down into the legs. As you breathe in, come up halfway with the hands on the shins. And then as you exhale, plant the hands, step back on the right foot into a lunge. Bring the right knee down. Inhale as you rise up on the fingertips in a low lunge, and then plant the hands and step back to plank. Breathing in plank. And exhaling, come down through the knees, chest and chin. Keep the pelvis lifted. And then inhale to scoop forward into a baby cobra with the shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, roll back into downward facing dog. And then with your next breath in, reach the right leg high, three-legged dog. Engage the core and then scoop it forward and step it between the hands. Bring the left knee down. Inhale in your low lunge. And then as you exhale, step to the top of the mat and fold into the legs. Breathing in, come all the way up to standing. Bring the palms to touch. And exhale, hands to your heart. And we'll do that all on the left side. Breathing in, take the hands out and up. Exhale, fold forward. Breathing in, come up halfway. And then as you breathe out, plant the hands, step back on the left foot. Bring the left knee down. Inhale in that low lunge. Feel the stretch in your hip flexor. And then plant the hands, step back to plank. Breathing in here. Fill up the back with breath. And then exhale through your knees, chest and chin. And as you inhale, scoot forward to cobra pose and breathe out to downward facing dog. And then with your inhale, lift the left leg as high as it will go and then scoop the knee forward, step it between the hands for this low lunge on the other side. Breathing in here, feel the stretch in your hips and exhale, step to the top of the mat, folding into the legs. Breathing in, come all the way up to standing, bring the palms to touch, and exhale, hands to your heart. And then from here, take the hands out and up once again and bow forward. Plant the hands, and from here we'll step back into a downward facing dog, just for our transition into the next pose. Breathe in to lift the right leg high, engage the core, scoop it forwards. Find a lunge on this side, and option to bring the left knee down, or you can keep it lifted for a deeper stretch. Going to take the left hand planted on the left side of the mat and then twist in towards the right leg. Again, if you're a beginner or you just feel like a more gentle practice, bring the left knee down and you'll feel a really great stretch in your hips and your legs, everywhere really. And then you can relax your left ear down towards your left shoulder as you reach up through the right fingers. Try not to let the right shoulder drop down, but really open up and lift through the chest. Try lifting the knee again to feel that stretch in the hip. And then with an exhale, bring that hand down, plant both hands, step all the way back into your downward facing dog once again. And then with the breath in, reach the left leg high, engage the core and step it forward, coming into that pose on the other side. So taking the right hand down on the right edge of the mat this time, and then again choosing whether to drop the back knee or not. And then we're going to twist in towards the left leg. Make sure that your foot is out to the left edge of the mat, just to find that space across your back and in the hip. Finding that nice open chest out towards the left side, and again dropping the right ear down to the right shoulder if that feels good for you. And then on an exhale, release the left hand down and we'll just step all the way back so we're sitting in a low kneel at the back of the mat, and then make your way over to lying on your back. And then just to get into a back bend for the end of the practice, we'll come up into a low bridge position. So tuck your heels in towards your sitting bones and then curl the spine up off the mat, one vertebra at a time, finding this back bend, engaging the backs of the legs, engaging the glutes. Make sure your chin is away from your chest so that there's space in the back of the neck. And if this feels good for you, you can interlace the fingers underneath you and find a deeper chest opener. Take some nice deep breaths into the chest. Trying to keep the hips square, trying to keep the knees square. A couple more breaths here. A couple more breaths here. And then slowly begin to roll the spine down, one vertebra at a time. Just coming to lying on the mat once again, and from here we'll sway the knees from side to side. And then extend the right leg out along the mat, and we'll take the left knee across the body using the right hand, coming into a gentle spinal twist here. And you can turn your head over in the opposite direction. Take a moment to breathe into the space where you feel the twist. Breathing in once again. And then as you exhale, come into the center and we'll switch sides. Finding that twist with the right leg across the body, extending your right arm out in the opposite direction, feeling that stretch, feeling that twist through the midsection. Couple more breaths here. Breathing in. And then as you exhale, come back into the center. Maybe just give yourself a hug, hugging the knees into the chest. And then roll your weight onto one side and push yourself up sideways with your hands. If you do have time for a shavasana, a relaxation, and you can pause the video and take a couple of minutes to just lie in relaxation. Otherwise, we'll close off the practice. So bringing our hands together at heart center, just take one more nice full breath in and a long exhale out. And then I invite you to bow your head slightly and thank yourself for practicing yoga today. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me. I really hope that you loved this morning yoga practice. Please let me know in the comments, and like I said before, don't forget to subscribe. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. Bye.